Well, 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 it is that time of year, the last Booker's release of 2022. Batch number 4, Pinkie's batch. I know I've been super excited to not only get this bottle, but try it, and I'm excited to share it with you guys, let you know my thoughts, my feelings. Let's get to it. Thanks so much for watching today. Make sure you subscribe so that way you stay up to date. You don't miss any high quality content coming your way. So the Pinkie's batch, named after Fred No's grandfather, so that's Booker No's dad. They even say on the notes they don't know where the nickname Pinkie came from. But Pinkie was not in the bourbon business. He worked at a local bank. He enjoyed hunting and being outdoors and playing golf. So that's the inspiration for this batch. This is the lowest proof batch of Booker's of any of the named batches. So since 2015, when they all have a name and a backstory, this is the lowest proof at 122.4. That's yeah, lowest I've seen, and I looked it up. This is the lowest batch of Booker's since 2015. Next lowest was Shiny Barrel batch back in 2019. It was exactly at 124. Interestingly, earlier this year, Ronnie's and Lumberyard were both around 124. Ronnie's was 124.3, I believe, and Lumberyard 124.8, or vice versa, one of the two. So lowest proof out there. Let's go ahead and crack it open. As always with Booker's is all about stories for each batch. And there seems to always be a story when I get it as well. So I was at the office during my normal work hours, and I got the notification that this bottle had dropped in the St. Louis area. And of course, nowadays Booker's is going real fast. So I was kind of in panic mode. Two of my friends had already gotten a bottle, but it was a limit 1 per customer at the store. Thankfully, I've got the best wife on the planet, and she knew, I told her that it was out, and she had a moment to spare, so she went over there, grabbed a bottle. Thankfully, she snagged it, no big deal, and here we are. So, I'm kind of letting this open just a couple minutes. Color-wise, it's decent. It's a rather coppery, like actually more kind of a dark honey color. Not super dark, but still nothing near as light as Pigskin batch, for those of you who remember. So on the nose, sweet, caramely honey. It's an inviting nose, intriguing. Vanilla for sure. Just a little hint of baking spices in there. Maybe a little bit of peanut butter. So let's have a taste. I'm going to try it neat, of course, and then maybe a couple drops of water just to see what opens up. Okay, first sip. Let's try again. Wow, that is really nice. So definitely the baking spices carry through. Cinnamon for sure. Almost a little bit of a cayenne or a chili, hot chili pepper in there, a little bit more of a spice kick. Definitely caramel, strong caramel, a little bit of oak. It's very complex, it's very rich on the mouthfeel. A little bit of apple in there. Just a tad, just a tiny bit of fruit. Spice, caramel, and a little bit of oak are what come at you the most. Nice, lingering, long finish, typical of Booker's. The more I drink it, the more oak I'm getting, which is a little disappointing. I'm not a huge oak fan in bourbon, but the caramel is still there, the spice is still there. Let's try a little bit more, and we'll add just a little bit of water, see how it opens up. I see this being great potential for a really awesome batch. It's pretty dang good so far. Just without side-by-side comparison, it's already at least number 2 for this year to me, if not number 1. We'll see. Hang on. Okay, so a little bit of water seems to help calm that oak note a bit, which is nice. Because again, that was just a little bit of an unpleasant, unwelcome guest to this party. Whoa. So the more water you add, the more that spice, baking and chili. There is a chili flavor in there, like a chili pepper spice. Those really come to the forefront and are a lot more prominent. The oak definitely dies down. So I would say just add a tiny little bit of water to try and dull the oak, but still maintain the caramel vanilla aspect without making that spice too prominent, unless that's really what you're going for. But to me, this is a very close sibling cousin to Kentucky tea. Kentucky tea was more just straight spice, but not as much of a chili spice as this. That's what this one reminds me of. But that one, tea, doesn't have as much of the caramel or oak. So that's interesting. This one's pretty darn good. I'll be interested to see how it opens up. Booker's to me definitely always does change a little bit over time as it opens up more, as it's been sitting open for a little bit. And when I say sitting open, I mean just it's been uncorked. It's had some air exposed to it. Solid batch. To me, like I said, I think it's better than 1 and 2 of this year. Gotta watch that oak tone though. Wasn't a huge fan of that. Unfortunately, it reminds me a little bit of Donahoe's batch from 2021 with that much oakiness, but it had a good amount of caramel up front too, which is more like the No Strangers from last year, 04 batch. Overall solid. Good way to finish out the Booker's year. Would highly recommend this batch. Check it out. Till next time, folks. Cheers.